Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to here. And today we are going to talk about learning Mandarin, actually. And this is um, for all the adults who learn in Mandarin and who have probably you just started or learned for a while, but you still can't use and you still can't speak anything. So welcome. Some of you are watching from TikTok. Some of you are watching from YouTube. So either way, it's all right. So let's start it. So today we are going to talk about one thing that the most Chinese learner will face is that okay, why can I can understand a little bit, but I can't say the thing. Why is that? You see what I mean? I can understand some of the Chinese, but I just couldn't say it. Why I just learned, but after a few days, I totally forgot. Or I do know the meaning, but I couldn't reply or I couldn't answer the question. Why is that? So this kind of question is not you are not alone actually. So every learner, every adult learner will experience this. Okay, every adult learner will experience this. So yeah, it's not because you're not smart, it's not because you're too old, or it's not because Chinese is too hard. All right, the reason is really simple, is that the method you use, it's not fit in the adult's brain structure. Okay, we will do some demo exercise later on, and but before that, if you want to have a one-on-one challenge with me, one-on-one coaching for 5 days, totally free, that you can for you are working from TikTok, you can click the button on your screen. For people who watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay, so first, let's talk about the most common question: why do I forget after I learned? Memorizing lots of Chinese Mandarin sentences or phrases or vocabulary list, but I just forget in a few days because it's not memory problem. It's not you can't remember it, memory it. It's because you passive input too much. Lots of people learning Mandarin is like this: listen and then read it and then read it, or maybe say that out loud once and that's it, right? I don't know whether it's you. If it's you, you can comment. You can comment it, okay? But most of people learning Mandarin is like I listen once, I read it once, and then I speak once, and that's it. But for adults, especially for adults' brain, what you need is repeat exposure, and that can put things in your long-term memory. If you don't have repeat, then you definitely can't remember it. Okay, so that's why after one lesson, you probably can understand now, but after a few days, more maybe a week, then you forget everything. Okay, so right now let's do some exercise. Okay, let's do some 30 seconds small exercise, and you can feel the power of repeat. Okay, so first, let's say I will say three sentences. Okay, I will say three sentences, and you don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. You just need to get the keywords I said. Okay, you just need to get the keywords I said. Okay, first, 我喜欢音乐。我喜欢音乐。Second, 我喜欢跑步。我喜欢跑步。And the third, 我喜欢看电影。我喜欢看电影。Okay, three sentences. So what you have heard, okay, what you have heard. Have you heard music, running, or movie? Anything? You see, that's repetition because you need to say that out, you need to repeat it, and then you need to get it. Okay, so the first level you need to, how to say? The first level of you learning Mandarin is to understand it first. Okay, to listen and to understand it. So that's the repetition. And after after a few times you listen it, and then your brain is starting to memorize it. Okay, so that's the first level. If you want me to bring this to you for 5 days, practice with you one-on-one, then there is a button on your screen if you are watching from TikTok, and for people who on YouTube, there's text below. Okay, right. So for next level, the second reason lots of people is asking me is, well, I always feel my Mandarin is awkward. I don't feel it's natural. I feel it's very strange. How can I fix it? How can I fix that? Because you see, that's the thing, is modeling. What you need is modeling. First, you have to understand that the children learn a language is different from adults. Okay, the children learn a language is different from an adult, because as an adult you have already get used to your mother tongue rhythm. I don't know what's your mother tongue. Maybe Germany, English, whatever, Arabic, Indian, Hindu, whatever. But you have already get used to your mother tongue rhythm. And when you learn Mandarin, you need the rhythm, you need the flow, you need the stop, you need the tone, you need the intonation, everything. All the things is different from your mother tongue. Okay, your mother tongue is so different with Mandarin. So what you need to do is one small step, a very special step, is shadowing, or you can call it modeling, or you can call it repetition, whatever you want. But the key point is to repeat what you have heard. Say, for example, what I just said is 我喜欢跑步. I like running. 我喜欢跑步. So what you need to do is shadowing, or repeat what I just said. So when you repeat one Mandarin, one sentences or one phrase, whatever, when you modeling it, then your brain will automatically establish the expressions. So that will make your brain think, oh, okay, is this relevant to my life? Is this relevant to what I used to do? If it does, then your memory, your brain will memorize it. So that's why there's lots of people, they probably can handle in few words, but they can speak very naturally. You see, that's the power of repetition. So now let's do some exercise. Okay, follow me for 2 sentences. Okay, first, 我喜欢音乐。我喜欢音乐。Have you repeated? Let's try it. Another one. The next one. 我喜欢跑步。我喜欢跑步。Let's do this slowly, slower. You can hear it more clear. 我喜欢音乐. I like music. Okay, you can feel the rhythm. If you want to make them more natural speed, 我喜欢音乐。我喜欢音乐. You can feel the rhythm. Okay, you can feel the rhythm in it. Then when you get the rhythm right, your sentence will become more natural. Okay, when you get the rhythm right, your sentences will become more natural. How you can get the rhythm right? Through shadowing. Okay, through shadowing. So that's the second level. First level, listen to understand what's the keywords, what is the meaning. The second is modeling or shadowing, to get to shadow what the sentences you have learned, and to build the rhythm, right? Okay, so that's the first two levels. If you want if you want to practice with me for free for 5 days, if you're watching from TikTok, there's a button on your screen. You can click that, and for people who are watching on YouTube, then you can check the text below. Okay, so let's move on. For the third thing that people always asking is why. Like when I speak, when I need to speak, why my brain just suddenly goes blank, why my brain just suddenly like freezed. Okay, because the thing is, I know some words. Okay, I know some words. I can understand some words. I can understand some words, but I just couldn't say it. I just can't speak it out. Why is that? Look, this is because you only have vocabularies. Okay, you only have vocabularies. You don't have the structures. You don't have the sentence patterns. You don't have the bones of your Mandarin. When you don't have the bones, when you don't have the structures, every words, every sentence you need to say is from zero. Every word you begin to speak is from zero. So of course that would be stuck, because adults learning Mandarin, you must have a weapon, is a sentence pattern. Okay, a sentence pattern. Look, let's do an exercise. Let's say I give you 6 hobbies. I give you 6 hobbies. First, 音乐 music, okay? 音乐 music, 电影 movie, 电影 movie, 书 book, 书 book. Okay, let's do this these 3 first, okay? Let's do these 3 first. If I said 我喜欢音乐, I like music. Well, you can say if you like movie. What you need to change? Right, you need to change book to you need to change music to book, right? You need to change it. You just need to substitute. You just need to replace. As simple as that. 我喜欢音乐 become 我喜欢书. I like music become I like a book. It's just the same sentence patterns, and then you just need to replace one single word, and that's it. And that's it. As simple as that. Because you see, only change one sentence. Only change one word, and you can speak many sentences. So that's why I said, if you only know few words, but you still can say lots of things. Okay, that's the third. That's the third level. That's the third level is substitute or replace. Okay. 你好，我叫 Nai. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Okay. So let's repeat it again. First level, understanding. Listen and catch the keywords. What does it mean? Okay. Second, repeat it to get the rhythm right. To get the rhythm right. Okay. And then on the third is to replace. The third is to replace. Replace the keywords, then make it your own. To replace the words is not only to trying to express what relevant to you, but is trying to express, is trying to say something that relevant to your daily life. And then if you can't, if you can't express, or if you can't say what relevant to you, then you know what sort of level, what sort of words you need to learn, right? So that's the key point. Okay, so the same. If you want to practice with me one-on-one for free, 5 days, people who are watching on TikTok, you can check the button on the screen. And for people who are watching from YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay. 很高兴认识你 Yeah, 很高兴认识你 Nice to meet you. Welcome. Okay. So for those who just joined, we are talking about why you can't speak Mandarin, even if you have learned for a while. So this is because there's lots of issues we need to solve. Now is the fourth one, is why my sentences is only have 3 or 4 words. Why my sentences always have has like 3 or 4 words, like a kid. Like, you know, I still remember when my daughter is learning like learning a language, learning English or learning Mandarin, is she only builds sentences from 2 words and then 3 and then 4. So you maybe learned for a while. You maybe have enough vocabulary to expand your sentences, but you just can't. Why is that? 为什么? Yeah, why? Why is that? Because you need to have the ability is called expansions. You see, learning a language sometimes it's like spiral, okay? Like spiral. You are not only to repeat what you have learned, you are not only to repeat what you have learned, but you need to spiral. Spiral means you need to get a little bit further, have a step further, is to expand. Or regarding learning a language like an onion, okay, you have layer after layer after layer. Say, for example, you can say 我喜欢. Say, for example, 我喜欢书, I like book, right? But 我喜欢书, that's only three words, 4 characters, okay? But if you want to expand it, then how you can say I like books, then you want to say I like reading books. How you can say how I can say I want to read books at home, or expanded another way, I want to read books at home on the weekend. 一个本书, what do you mean? Sorry, I didn't get you. What's that? So expansion is like to make the words longer. The pattern is you could be like time plus place plus activities. Say, for example, I like books. You can say I like books is 我喜欢书, right? Then if you add the patterns in, 我喜欢周末在家看书. I like reading books at home on the weekend. You see, you add more information in it, and that makes the sentence longer, and that is how you expand. Okay, and then that will not lead your Mandarin always like few words. 我喜欢书, 我喜欢电影, 我喜欢 something, and always 我喜欢, 我喜欢, 我喜欢. Um, 我想越喜欢看书. Do you want to say you want to like read books? 我喜欢看书, is that what you mean? Okay. So you see, that's how you make the sentence 我喜欢下午看书, like afternoon. So that's the level 4. Make the sentence longer. Once you get used to how to replace the keywords or the phrases, next level is make them longer to expand the sentences. All right. So if you want, you can add different things in. All right. If you are just if it's just in, welcome. We are doing expansions. Okay. So if you want me to practice with you one-on-one, check your button on the screen, and for people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay. After you can make the things longer, after you can make the sentences longer, then the next level is you need to variation. You need to have the variation. Okay. You need to have the variation means you need to change the pattern a little bit to make it in different meanings. Say, for example, because this is lots of people is asking me why I can only speak simple sentences, but when people ask me, I'm freeze because you only know how to statement. You only know the statements. Okay, you only know the statements, but you don't know how to change the sentence patterns. Let me give you an example. What about change a sentence to a question sentence, to a question? What about to change it into a negative? What about to change it to variations? What about to emphasize? It's the same. It's still the same, similar sentence patterns, but you just need to change it a little bit. Okay. Say, for example, let's practice. Let's say 我喜欢咖啡. I like coffee. That's a statement, right? 我喜欢咖啡. That's a statement. What about you want to say I don't like coffee? Because 我喜欢咖啡 is I like coffee. What about if you want to say I don't like coffee? Right? Yeah, 不，我不喜欢咖啡. Right? 我不喜欢 咖啡. That's what you said. That's what you need to change. You just add a little bit layer in it, and then you change the whole sentences. What about you want to change it to a question? What about you want to change it to a question? What do you like? What do you like? Or if you want to change to a question like, do you like coffee? How you can say it? Yeah, 妈，你喜欢咖啡吗? That's do you like coffee? But what about if you want to change what? What do you like? Right? You can add 什么？你喜欢什么？ Right? 你喜欢什么? What do you like? So you see, that's how you need to do. That's you need to have the ability to make those variations. Or what about if you want to emphasize, I like coffee. I really, really love coffee. Or I like coffee the most. How do you say that? Right? You can say, 我最喜欢咖啡. 我最喜欢咖啡. I like coffee the most. I like coffee the most. So you see, that's everything still around I like, 我喜欢, right? You are not saying too many things extra on it, but you just change a little bit and make it into different sentences. And that's what you need to do on level 5, variations. Okay. All right. Last one. Okay, last one is I can talk, I can have a conversation, I can have a small talks in the classroom. I can have a small talk, I can understand in the classroom. I can talk to my teachers, I can talk to my friends naturally without any problem. But when it changed to the real life, I just couldn't say it. I just couldn't understand. Why? This is the 6th question, and this is the biggest pain point for my adult learners. Okay, why I can't use it in the real life? Because in real life, you need the ability called transfer. 我能跟老师说, yeah, you can talk to your teacher, you can speak to your teacher, you can have a conversation with your teacher, you can have a conversation with your classmate even. But the problem is, what about in real life? Could you say it? Have you tried to say it? Or you just not, you just afraid to say it? Yeah, 你喜欢喝咖啡吧? That could be a question as well. Yeah, that could be a question as well. That's a variation. Good job. So let's back to the 6th point. Okay, to the 6th point is you need to transfer it into different scenarios. You see what I mean? Say for example, I like read books at home on the weekend. All right, I like watch books. I like read books at home on the weekend. But what about if you want to say if you don't like read books but you like traveling? How you can say that? Or you want to say I like coffee. You see, that's the same sentence pattern, but that can apply into different scenarios. That can apply into different situations. You see what I mean? So that's 我周末喜欢旅行。周末 you say you like travel on the weekend. Yeah, great. You see, that's the something relevant to you. Because you cannot always just say I like coffee at home, but you can't say I like travel, I like doing something else. Or you can add another level in the level 5 variation is like, do you like read books at home on the weekend? Right? You see, that's the thing. The problem is I call this the loop system. Okay, the loop system. It's not level by level by level. It's not level by level by level. It's these 6 levels has to happen at the same time. These 6 levels has to be happen on the same time because you first It's you listen something, then you try to say it, then you try to make it own, and you want to add some extra information in it. In different situations, you probably want to make a statement, make it negative, make a question, right? And then the sentence you learn is a scenario, but in your real life is another scenarios. How you can transfer your knowledge to the ability. You see, that's the thing. How you can change your knowledge to your ability. That's what you need to figure it out. So if you want to practice with me one-on-one for 5 days, there is a button on the screen. If you watch from TikTok, click it. You can have a free 5-day challenge. And for people who watched on YouTube, check the text below. All right. 你好. Nice to meet you. Welcome. All right. So for those who just joined, welcome. We are talking about how adult learners can learn Mandarin in a more efficient way, and to help them first, not to forget after learning, and then how to remember things more efficiently, and how to use the language more practical, right? 谢谢老师，我应该要做饭. Oh, okay, you need to cook. Okay, see you. That's fine. So first, 6 levels. Let's repeat it again. First, you need to listen. Okay, when you learn a language, always you need to listen first to get the keywords, to understand what is meaning, and you trying to repeat it. After you listen, trying to repeat it to get the rhythm. Don't care about whether it's natural, real life Chinese or it's a textbook Chinese. It sounds rigid, or a native speaker doesn't say like that. Forget about when you are a beginner. All right. Forget about it when you are a beginner. I used to believe that as well. I used to say, don't say 你好吗, okay, because this is a textbook Chinese. No native speakers will rarely use that. But who cares? Okay. In real life, who cares? You say 你好吗 or 你吃了吗, the so-called real life Chinese. What's the difference? People still can understanding that you are trying to greeting them. They are not saying that. They will not regard that you are cursing them or something. All right. You are just greeting them. People still can understand. So remember what is easier for you. Remember what is easier for you. And to say it, to practice it, to make it your own, and then to think about, oh, am I saying it wrong? Is my tone off? Did I say it correctly? Is the order correct? First, make it functional. Survive in the Chinese environment first. All right. To learn a language, most important thing is to survive in the language environment, and then to perfection, or later to refine. All right. So to make it your own, no matter whether it's short sentences, it's long sentences, just make it your own, to change the words, to replace the words that relevant to your life. Okay, so that's the level 3. And then you need to add more layers in it, add more ingredients. I like read books. 我喜欢看书. I like drinking coffee. 我喜欢喝咖啡. And then what else? What sort of information you can add it on? Think about in English or in your mother tongue. I like drink coffee. 我喜欢喝咖啡. Then what sort of things you will say around that sentence? Maybe the time. I like to drinking coffee at sort of time, or place. I like drinking coffee at some place, or or people. I like to drinking people with somebody, right? So that's, you put different layers in it to make the sentence slightly longer, add more information in it, and that's the key point. Your sentence, your Mandarin, your Chinese is not like similarly very, very simple, always like the beginner level. So that's your next level, and then change it. Okay, change the sentence pattern. Say for example, we just said 我喜欢咖啡. That's a statement. What about to change it to a question? What about to change it to a question? Okay. 你喜欢什么 What do you like? 你喜欢什么 What do you like? And what about change to an active sentence? What do you do you like it? Or and then you say I don't like coffee. How do you say that? 我不喜欢咖啡 right? 我不喜欢咖啡 That's how you can that's how you make it to an active sentence, right? And then what about make it as a emphasize? 我最喜欢咖啡。我最喜欢咖啡。You see, still the sentence pattern is 我喜欢 I like, but you just add different layers, twist a little bit. 你喜欢咖啡，你喜欢咖啡 is not you finish the coffee. Is you like coffee. 你喜欢咖啡。Well, personally, I'm fine with coffee. I don't I can't say I can't say I love it, but yeah, I like it slightly. Okay. 我有点喜欢咖啡. You see, that's another variation. 我有点喜欢咖啡. I like coffee a little. Okay. You see, that's the level 5. And then you need to transfer. You need to transfer it. You need to transfer it to different situations. Say, I like coffee. That's food and drinks, right? That's food and drinks. What about I want to say hobbies? 我喜欢足球. I like football. What about taste? 我喜欢辣. I like spicy, right? 我喜欢辣. I like spicy. That's the taste. You see, that's different scenarios. You need to use the sentence pattern into different scenarios. And that's it. That's the 6 levels. Okay. Quick repeat is first, listen. Second, follow or modeling. Third, replace, change the words. And then fourth, add a little bit. And then fifth, change the variation, change the pattern. Okay. 6, transfer the scenarios. Transfer the scenarios. Okay. So you see, that's the thing. That's what you like to do. So still, if you are welcome, if you just joined, and if you want to practice with me one-on-one for free, you can click the button on the screen. If you're watching from TikTok. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. All right. So I think that's everything for today. So 6 levels. Listen. 我最喜欢咖啡. Do you understand what does it mean? Okay. Then shadowing. 我最喜欢咖啡. 老师好. Thank you. 你好. Okay. So shadowing. 我最喜欢咖啡. Can you repeat it? Can you shadow what I just said? All right. Then change it. Change it to the thing relevant to you. Okay. 我最喜欢咖啡. 我最喜欢咖啡. What about you don't like coffee? What if you don't like coffee? What you can do? So change coffee to something relevant to you. Change coffee to something relevant to you. Okay. What I don't know what relevant to you, but maybe like reading books, 看书, or maybe watching TV, 看电视, or running, 跑步, or gym, 健身. You see, that's you need to change. That's what you need to change the textbook things to your own. Make your own, okay? Because I said 我最喜欢咖啡. Maybe it's not your case, right? So you need to change this sentence to your own. Then add something more. Okay, add something more. Say 我最喜欢咖啡. What sort of things you like to add it on? Maybe I don't know, maybe time. 我最喜欢早上喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee the most in the morning, right? Or you can say 我最喜欢早上在家喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee at home in the morning. You see, that's different layers. That's different layers can make the sentence longer, right? Then change the pattern. 你最喜欢什么? What would you like? What you like the most? What do you like the most? What do you like the most? 我最不喜欢咖啡. I don't like coffee the most. I don't like coffee the most. You see, that's how you change. That's how you change, right? And what else? Yeah. So level 6 is transfer the scenarios. Say for example, 我最喜欢跑步. You change food and drinks to hobbies. 老师, oh, 你好, welcome. Okay. Or you can change the scenario is 我最喜欢在家喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee at home. And then you change it to 我最喜欢旅行的时候喝咖啡. I like to drinking coffee when I traveling. You see, you transfer the sentence patterns into different things, right? That's the loop system. That's the loop system that helps you to learn a language faster. Or if you don't like faster this word, you can say make them more efficient, right? All right. So if you like this kind of mini practice, follow me, and you can also to join the 5-day challenge for free. If you're watching from TikTok, click the button click the button on your screen, and if you're watching from YouTube, you can check the test below. All right. So let's make a conclusion. Okay. So today, what you have watched, it's not about grammar. And for purely beginners, you don't need grammars, actually. You don't need grammars. It's not asking you to memorize sentences. It's not just the memory. Okay, it's not just the memory. 我需要卡特. Who is Kat? 我需要卡特. Who is Kat? It sounds like Carter is a name, right? So what you have experienced, if you watch from the beginning, what you experienced is you can actually say it. You can actually expand the sentences. You can actually change the sentence. You can actually transfer the sentence from from one scenario to another scenarios. Okay, you can actually change the scenarios from transfer the sentence pattern from one scenario to another. Okay, so that's the problem. That's the things you need, and that's the way that actually the adult learner need to do to that's I call it the loop system. Okay, so this system can help you every lesson. You can understand, you can say that out, you can memorize it, and you can use it, right? So if you want to take you to do the 5 days one-on-one challenge or one-on-one practice, then every platform have their own entry point. For people who are on the TikTok, check your screen. There is a button there. You can click that, fill the form. I will contact you. And if you are watching from YouTube, there's a text below, and you can click the link there. All right. So there is a very, very short form. You can just fill in it. All right. So if you have any questions, you can comment now. If you have any questions, it could be anything about Mandarin. It could be anything about Mandarin, like learning Mandarin, sentences, or whatever, how to learn, or anything about the Chinese cultures, everything. I'm still here for 1 minute. If you have any questions, you can comment below. I can answer. I can try to answer it. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Or if you can, what is the basic sentence structure? Good question. Basic sentence question is first. Let's say one. First, if you want to say your name is 我叫. My name is, or I'm be called 我叫, and then plus your name. Say for example, you are Fred. You say 我叫 Fred. 我叫 Fred. So let's take this as an example. Let's take this as an example. Use these 6 levels. Okay. 我叫 Fred. Now you listen, and then you're trying to shadow with me. 我叫 Fred. Right? That's the second one. And then third is change Fred to your own name. 我叫 Fred. Change the name to your own name. 我叫. And then to add something on. Okay. What sort of things you want to say to introduce your name? Maybe where you're from? Yeah, subject, verb, object. That's the basic structure of Chinese. Subject, verb, object. I'm halfway to HSK1. I know around 70, 80 words, but when someone speak, I couldn't understand too fast. That's exactly normal. That's absolutely normal because you're halfway to HSK1, and I'm not sure if this HSK1 is the new edition or is the previous editions. Okay, if it's previous editions, the HSK is just ask you to memorize 150 words. Okay, it just 150 words, but so that's why they need to change after 2021. After 2021, it's not testing you how many words you can remember. After 2021, HSK is changed to how many situations you can understand, how many situations you can handle, and how you can handle these situations. Okay, so if you're halfway to HSK1 and if you feel people speak too fast, that's absolutely fine. So first, you can, as a language learner, it's totally fine to ask them to slow it down. And also, let me tell you a trick, okay? Let me tell you a trick to speak. So first, for listening, if you don't understand, you can say it. Could you repeat it again? 请再说一遍. Or if you can't remember 请再说一遍, you can just say okay, then ask them, no matter if you can understand or not, ask them to say it again. That gives you extra seconds or extra time to figure it out in your mind. Maybe you just don't understand at the first time, but second time you can get it. All right, because not every time you don't understand is about the vocabulary. Not every time is about the vocabulary, because you see, when you speak to somebody, there is a context there. Okay, let me give you an example. If you are ordering food in a restaurant, you are not expecting people to say something about the construction things, right? You are ordering food in a restaurant, you are not expecting people to talk to you about, like, I don't know, cryptos or financial stuff or some medical stuff, right? That's the thing. That's because there's a context. So your brain will automatically predict what people will say and what is relevant. So trying to be calm down first and ask the people to say it again. And then if still cannot understand, then ask them to explain it. Explanation always can help you. Okay. Here is another. I really live Mandarin. I have been in Hebei for 3 years, but I'm not yet able to speak well Chinese. Gosh, you live in Hebei, Shijiazhuang, okay? That's a place where Mandarin is from, right? So Mandarin actually is kind of dialect in China, and that's from Hebei. Okay, that's from Hebei. First, if you are in the environment, that is the best teacher. That's the best teacher. Trying to figure it out, not to communicate too much in English. Trying to figure it out to speak in Mandarin. Don't be shy, and people are there all the time to helping you. Okay. to force yourself, to give yourself a little bit push. It's just like me. When I just came to the UK, I couldn't speak very good English. I've learned English for 10 years, more than 10 years at that time, but I still can't say. I still can't speak. I'm still afraid to speak. But when but luckily, my university was in a very, very small town and not much Chinese there. So I have to speak Mandarin. I have to speak English. And the environment taught me how to speak it. So you are in Hebei and you have the fantastic environment there. So trying to be patient to yourself or trying to be kind to yourself, but at the same time, push yourself a little bit. Okay, push yourself a little bit to say it. Don't think I will sound silly. Okay, don't think I will sound silly. Sounding silly is better than you say nothing. Because sounding silly, at least you know you are getting wrong. Sounding silly means, oh, okay, I know I'm wrong. I'm saying this wrong. So next time I can improve. But you say nothing, then you don't know. You don't know at all. Am I right? Is my pronunciation off? Is my word order wrong? You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. You only improve when you say it, right? You only like Fred said. You said Fred. I couldn't understand, right? No. Reload that. Am I getting it right? I don't know. But if you feel people speak too fast, speak to this person few times. Speak to the person frequently. Then you can get used to the speed, and then you can improve. That's my suggestions. So that's why I also said, if you want to practice with me, if you want to see how this learning system work, you can join. Okay. For people who on TikTok, you can join from the screen. There is a button there, a very short form. You can just fill in it. If you are on YouTube, just click just trying to click the text below, and there's extra information there. All right. So good. Any other questions? I hope I can. I hope I answered all your questions. Is there any other questions? Did I answer them all? No? Okay. I'm still waiting here for a few seconds. If no, then let's wrap up, and that's it. Let's call it a day. All right, let's call it a day. It's night now. All right. So, okay. So see you next time. And if you have any questions, you can subscribe my channel. No matter is on YouTube or is on TikTok, subscribe my channel and comment at any my videos, and I will trying to reply to you. All right. Okay. So see you all next time. Bye.